Welcome to the Adult Amateur's Guidebook podcast, where we dive into the world of adult amateur equestrians, talking about everything from riding woes to feeding regimens to horse show days. Get ready for the real and authentic conversations about the challenges and joys of being an adult amateur and trying to live out our horse girl dreams. Let's tack up, grab a glass of wine, and ride into the world of the adult amateur.
Okay, guys, welcome back. I'm Alexis.
I'm Kelly, your two best co-hosts ever.
Oh my God, we're so glad to be here, but we're even more glad.
Yes.
For our guest.
We're so excited to have you here.
Well, thank you.
So this is, tell us your name, tell us who you are, and all of the good things that we're going to get into today.
I'm Dana Karen. I'm the founder, creator of Green Pony, Fly Spray.
Oh, yeah.
And Horse Care Product.
You guys, I have done so many videos, all my audience, I've put your product in so many of my videos and so many people ask me about it. So I'm so excited to finally have you here and get to tell your story.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I first found it, it was at Cherokee Feed and Seed.
Oh, she was obsessed. She was like, you got to get this stuff.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah. And, you know, Cherokee does such a great job promoting you, and they're just like
they have been really great.
The nicest humans ever.
They are.
So, and we love them very much. So we're going to dive right in. Like I said, I use your products religiously through the summer. We're getting into the fall, but I think this is a great time to kind of talk about overall care and, but I want to hear the story. I want to hear the inspiration.
Well, I guess I started getting into wanting to use things that didn't have chemical, period, as a mom. My oldest daughter had skin sensitivities, so that's where I started diving into research for things to use on her that wouldn't break her out. So fast forward, she was about 7 when I started running my first farm. I'm a trainer also. And build it to a big lesson program. So I'm providing all of the fly spray for all the children's. And
you're a hunter barn, right?
Yes.
Hunter jumper?
Yeah, hunter jumper. Back then it was just, fun beginner barn.
Yeah.
And still didn't want to spray any chemicals or have any chemicals. I've kind of always been, that way. And then lots of children spraying lots of horses gets very expensive.
Yes.
So I was making my own for cost as well as using ingredients that I definitely wasn't able at first to use only non-chemical ingredients because I took a lot of research. So every year we would experiment and try different formulas and it just kind of evolved. It was honestly about a 15-year process.
Wow.
Never did I think
the long haul.
Well, I wasn't really thinking of developing a product. I was just trying to save money and use something that I felt was safe. And stumbled upon what turned out to be the start of the formula that we were like, this stuff actually really, really works. And then got connected with a chemist who got very intrigued and looked at the formula and thought it was good, and then added the little extra needed to emulsify, so so that you don't have to shake, and preserving it naturally. So we spent all of 2020 testing his additions to my formula. He wanted me to lower the actives because he said no one else's actives are that high. I was like, well, that's why they don't work. So he would make me batches and lower actives, and I would test them at my farm and then say, nope, it still doesn't. And then I was very adamant about wanting to go food grade for everything. And so, we had to go back and forth a little bit about that. But he got it and gave in and figured out how to use the right.
Gotta give in, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, because at this point, I'm like, okay, we're definitely developing a product, and my vision is that it is something that can be used in fly spray systems that are installed in barns, because the products that are used in that, if you read their warning label, that is very, very long, say not to use in the presence of horses or humans.
And you're just breathing it in.
And they're on these timers that are programmed to run at whatever interval you want. Down on your horse's feed and in their water and their hay and
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely had barns where we've been in automatic fly systems, and there's some fly spray that I've used that I'm like choking on the air. Yeah. And I'm like, this cannot be good for me to be breathing this in. Like, I'm not going to use this product anymore. And I didn't know that the fly spray systems were kind of toxic until this conversation. But there are fly sprays that I have like physically sprayed on them. And I'm like, I can't breathe. And if I can't breathe, like, you'll see their reaction too. They're like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's always the ones in aerosol always like make me feel like this weird. Can't be good.
Yeah.
This makes me feel like I'm spray painting, and spray painting is just not the vibe I want to be in right now.
No.
So,
I think we just kind of, I don't know if it's a culture thing in general or horse people. We kind of just avoid or ignore the warning labels on things.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's where I just like, I've always go right to the warning labels and right to ingredients.
Yeah. People that use Furazone without gloves.
I was just going to say.
Stresses me out.
Yeah.
Without gloves?
Without gloves.
Yeah.
I mean, people, they don't read.
But I did that for years.
Ugh. What is so interesting that you brought up those products, like what other products are marketed where they say don't, for you use on an animal that you're not allowed to touch?
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah.
Why is there... They have skin, just like us, just like our children, like dog owners. You never would find something marketed to dog owners that says you can't touch it.
Right.
They think we don't touch our horses.
Yeah.
But it's just a different level of research that goes into the making of different products, I think. I speculate.
Yeah.
But for sure, we touch our horses.
Yeah.
And we spray fly spray on ourselves out of desperation.
Absolutely.
And again, don't want to be putting anything on my skin or my children's skin that could be down the road harmful.
Yeah. And, I think maybe as a young person, when I was high school in my early 20s, I didn't like really think about those type of things.
Yeah.
And then you get older and then you're like, oh gosh, like maybe I really should start thinking about that type of stuff. And so it's just.
Well, I think it's a good change because I think it's sort of the tipping point period in society that we're like, what is
we're starting
all
to
this
care
stuff?
More.
We believed everything that was marketed to us, and now we're not drinking the Kool-Aid anymore.
Oh,
we realize there's a brilliant marketing person that created the label.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we flip to the back and we're like, well, what is this inside? So
I know.
So I think as more and more consumers get educated themselves, where they're not like just falling for it, and then research is so easy to do nowadays.
Yeah,
like if you're concerned about an ingredient, you can just ask your phone, and it'll tell you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I wish that was when I started researching that was in place. Now I'm like, okay, now it's this easy. Yeah. Before I was just scouring the internet and reading and.
Yeah.
Trying to find studies and.
Well, they probably didn't want you to find it.
Studies too, and finding good ones that have the right population size and kind of all the statistics have to be in place to make a good study. And those are few and far between.
Yeah. And Alexis is all about that. You know, she loves a good study, loves good research. And I can't say that I am that girl, but I definitely want to, commit myself to being better. And like I said, the Furazone thing, I really didn't even know about it. I didn't know. And then it was like pretty recent, right? That came out, or was it like 10 years ago?
It's always been on there that says don't touch it.
Well, I know the warning has always been on there, but like, I don't think anybody was.
No, I do think the concern period has been new. Or, used to be like paraben
free.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah,
sulfate free. These are things that like we're becoming aware of. Like, we should have like actually never had any of that.
I know.
And it's banned in Europe and Canada. And
right.
That happens a lot.
Why is it?
Yeah. And I mean, I have a good friend of mine, her, not even in the equine world, but was a landscaper for 30 years and then developed cancer because
the chemicals.
Because of all the chemicals. And so that was, I think, a really big wake-up call for me because I was like, oh, my gosh, that is astounding. I mean, if I wouldn't have known her and I would have just heard that story, I'd probably been like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I know her family. And so that was a really big eye opener to me. So that's why I think when I found Green Pony, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I've used fly sprays for so long, and especially the ones, and I'm not going to like brand drop or, you know, trash anybody, but, you know, I have used plenty of fly sprays in my life that, you know, feel oily, and they feel like if you even spray it in the vicinity that you have to go change your clothes, or you have to like wash all of your stuff because it's all over you.
Yeah.
And the ones that create residue like left behind on them.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's the goal of the product or not, but I'm always like, okay, why is there this like now blackish like skin looking residue? I don't know.
I know.
So it is amazing to have Green Pony as an option. And then also something that I have to shout out for you is that at Cheryl & Co. horse shows, the prize for getting a blue ribbon or getting champion is the wipes. And I use those on myself all the time because the flies at Wills Park are vicious.
Yeah.
So those are amazing too, that you can have a product that's not only just for your animals, but is safe for a human to use. So that's been, you know, really great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm supposed to use the wipes for that purpose, but I
mean,
am.
you can use the product you can use it on your babies, you can use it on dogs. And so the wipes was just like my business card. It was like my marketing thing. And it became so popular. It's now we're selling it, and we're working on putting it in one of those like little containers like baby wipes come out of.
Like the Neutrogena face wipes.
Yeah.
Okay, so crazy story. I'm just going to sidebar really fast. So over the summer, so I was at a boarding farm for pretty much my whole like adult amateur career. And I moved my horses home since in like first of the year. So this was really like my first real summer riding at home. And, you know, when you're at a boarding facility, they usually have like towels, like old towels and old things that you can use, like grab and like wipe faces. And so while I was home, I'm like, well, I don't have like tons of towels, like, you know, that I have laying around. I was looking for a product that was like a Neutrogena face wipe, you know, like the makeup removers. But I was looking for it for horses. So I did a bunch of research. I found one product on Amazon. And I think they're like
always on Amazon.
Yeah. I think the product is like, I don't even know. It was kind of sketchy, but it was great. They were like these towelettes that were made out of like bamboo, I think. And they were just cleansing wipes. This is before I knew I had, you know, I knew you had your wipes. And so I started using them, and I just thought it was like the greatest thing ever. And I thought, and then obviously I found you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, now I can have this product that when they're, you know, when I ride them and I don't want to spray them in the, you know, face with the hose, like I can wipe their faces down and then get rid of the sweat marks, and then also keep them away, you know, keep the flies away. So I thought that was a really great thing. But, like I was looking for a product that was like that, because I'm sure there's people in my situation that are, you know, very similar, that you don't want to like continuously just spray your horse in the face or do laundry or whatever. And so I was so pumped to find something like that. So I just wanted to mention that because again,
the wipes are a hit.
The wipes are a big hit. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was definitely a fortunate occurrence.
Isn't it funny how things like that happen sometimes, where you're like, oh, you know, I'm just going to use this as like a, you know, promotional marketing thing. And the people are like,
it wasn't even my idea. The guy that owns the blending bottling company that I use, he said they have this they use for different cosmetic companies. So I was like, oh,
you're like, sure, I'll try
that's perfect.
Yeah. So
I love that. Okay, so let's start pulling out some products. I want to see, you know, kind of
what do we have?
We got going on.
This is the you
fly
guys know,
spray.
the main fly spray.
The famous fly spray.
Yes, so good.
Talking about for people, I mean, using it on people, I've been getting a lot of demand. So we are coming out with 2 new sizes.
Oh,
so we have the 8 ounce.
Oh, wow.
This is just a mock-up.
Yeah.
All we're waiting on for this now is the labels to come back.
Yeah.
And then a 2 ounce so you can travel with it.
Oh.
That came from my daughter's an environmental scientist, the daughter with the sensitive skin.
Oh, wow.
And so she came and got some of the fly spray and put it in a little bottle so she could travel with it.
That's a fantastic idea.
She took it to Zambia, and it worked against all the monster bugs that she came in contact there.
Wow. So, Zambia.
And then I don't know if you knew we have the concentrate.
Oh yeah.
So
I did not know that.
The big one. This bottle does a 50-gallon drum of your fly spray. I have a fly spray system in my barn, so I've been using it for 3 years. It also, I use it in a fogging machine, like you can get it. Ryobi has one. And so in my barn that doesn't have a misting system, I just fog the stalls.
Awesome.
So it's really cool because you can open the door, the horses are in, they get used to the sound. I just fog them and their feet and
That's
their hay.
amazing.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's
so it helps control the flies. Or we'll fog the grooming area if it's just needing a little. But because not everybody has a big barn, we did come out with a half-gallon size.
Oh, wow. Love it.
Yep, the smaller one. This one just came out.
You have all the options.
So now we got all the
love
options.
Yeah. I love that.
For the things. I guess you're going to leave them.
So those are all the fly sprays.
So that is the options for the fly spray at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty fascinating. And what made you come up with the concentrate? Like, did the concentrate come first?
Well, when I decided I wanted to do this product, I was like, I want to do a superior product because, you know, I'm my customer.
Yeah, right.
But I want it to also be affordable.
Yeah.
So by doing the concentrate, this makes, it says on there.
64 bottles.
64 bottles.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. So it breaks down to like $5 or $6 a bottle if you just go ahead and do a concentrate.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So I say like I'm my best customer.
Yeah.
I run a 25 horse barn. I provide all the products for my boarders.
Yeah.
So if I did it on the individual bottle, I'm gonna go broke.
Yeah.
So, and that was what was happening before I,
Before you created the product.
Before I created the product, and when I tried to just buy different fly sprays before, I mean, it was like, dude, I'm gonna spend couple $100 a week because these kids, every kid, you don't want to tell people limit,
Yeah. You only get 5 sprays.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that was and then also I really wanted something that you could use in the fly spray system.
Yeah.
So,
a win-win there.
it was.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Now explain what food grade means.
So all of the ingredients that are used are actually used in food. So there's cosmetic grade is typically what could be done. And that would be what obviously you can use in any products you're not ingesting.
Yeah.
Right. But I was like,
but what if I get it in my mouth or the horses get it in their feet?
Yeah.
Well, in America, standards aren't quite where the rest of the world is.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just skip right to food grade.
Yeah.
So I know if it gets in their feed, or I spray it on the baby and the baby wipes their,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I use it in my kitchen.
Yeah.
You can use it at a picnic. They use it in a couple concession stands at horse shows.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you just don't have to worry.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
So,
Yeah. I love
God.
that.
Yeah. All right. So I want to get into, this is such a topic because I'm dealing with it as we have this conversation
Every week, I feel like.
Skin issues, fungus.
Yes.
I've had my sweet Ollie deal with fungus so badly this year, and legs are swollen and he's itchy, or it's just like, I know Ivan's doing the
Ivan
same.
is a struggle bus. So he has scratched, when I first got him, he scratched his eye 3 times, just rubbing on things. He's got, terrible skin. I used liniment on him one time. His legs blew up. I used coconut oil on him one time and his legs blew up. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? And now I'm like, don't touch his legs. Don't put anything on them. At horse shows, eventually I'm going to want to wrap him with liniment, and I'm afraid to use anything. And then same with poultices. I'm like, I don't want to do anything. And when he gets one spot of fungus, I'm talking a seed worth of fungus, his legs are fat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm scared to use any products on him other than Dawn.
Yeah. And I called her.
Oh, you said Dawn.
Dawn dish soap. Is that bad?
That is,
Teach us your ways.
Yeah.
We just got to the heart of the problem.
Oh, God. Okay. Let's dive into it.
Teach me.
We were, and all of what we were talking about before, all of the horse owners are just trying to be the best horse parents they can be. And they're also going by what they were taught.
Yes.
You were taught to use
Dawn.
Dawn.
For sure, because it's used on the little baby duckies and the commercial.
Okay,
yeah.
So.
My daughter, the environmental scientist, says, yeah, they use that because they have to use that, but that doesn't mean they survived.
Yeah.
Or that they were healthy after.
Yeah.
They had to use that. The mildest thing they could find that wasn't hugely expensive. But it strips the birds down. So it's a marketing
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
So any detergent like that, and we'll just go any of them that is made for, not for your skin.
Yeah.
Don't do on your horse.
Okay.
There's your simple thing, right?
Yeah.
If you wouldn't put it on yourself, then it doesn't go on the horse.
Okay.
And that's the quick, easy.
Yeah.
That I found with my clients, and a lot of their best wished attempts at horse management has led to the development of a lot of my products.
Yeah.
Right.
So my experience with fungus as a trainer before I came up with the products I'll show you, we subscribed to you need to scrub the legs with Dawn and then stand them in front of a fan and let them dry.
Oh my gosh.
The year I did that, I had the worst fungus in the barn. I was so confused.
Oh.
Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah. Well, because what the Dawn is doing is it's stripping all the oils. And there's good
balance.
oils that need to be on them. Just like if you give your horse or yourself antibiotics, you have killed everything in the gut. You need to rebalance.
Yeah.
With, prebiotics.
Yeah.
So same thing with the skin. So we just have to be careful. A lot of the stuff that's made for horses isn't going to have, it's going to have a lot of stripping agents.
Yeah.
Cheaper ingredients that strip it all away.
Okay, so walk us through the process of fungus. How does it start? Why do they get it?
It's not actually fungus, is it? It's it's a bacterial. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think a lot of the time we put them on antibiotics when they get the bacterial cellulitis.
I've had to have them on antibiotics.
Yeah.
From the cellulitis.
From just the swelling because it does get in their system.
Right.
It lives in the dirt, basically. So it is not from being a bad horse owner or
not washing them
enough.
Okay.
Sometimes it's we need to be better at currying. We need to be better at, the worst thing you can do is bring in a muddy horse and just spray them off.
Really?
Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do.
Wow.
You need to if they're muddy and it's wet mud, then of course. But if they come in, they're kind of dry and you're I don't feel like currying you. It's better to,
does the mud
let them be
get
dirty.
in there?
Well, because you're spraying it. If you're going to work really hard at it, you're going to get it all off. Or you're spraying it more into the coat. And then you got to work really hard to get it out. Or you just sent it into the skin.
As soon as you said that, I had a visual and I was like, oh, no.
I've done that. We've all done that. We've all done it.
And if you were taught, like I was, you were told not to curry the legs. Don't curry below the knee. You were told?
I mean, I've had to since the fungus thing has been such an issue in my life that I've tried.
See, I've been told do not pick at the fungus, do not touch it, do not clean it, put cream or whatever on it if your horse allows, and don't scrub.
So put cream on it, don't clean it, and put cream on it.
Yeah.
Don't clean it?
No, that's what I'm saying you were told.
Yeah. No, I was, don't clean it, but don't scrub it.
Yeah.
Don't scrub it, but then put a cream on it.
Yeah.
Right. And then someone told me once Vaseline.
Oh, yeah.
To you smother it with Vaseline and it chokes it out. I mean, there are so many myths, and
there are so many myths.
I am lost.
And honestly, it's all from good intentions of trying to help.
No, yeah.
But you got to wonder, did it work for you? Because all of that, I don't know.
Even from the vets, they say, they have told me to not scrub it. Do not scrub it.
Because it gets into their bloodstream.
Yeah.
And that's how you get.
Is that how you get the cellulitis?
Yeah.
Well, you aggravate the skin.
Right.
And you create, yes. Trying to figure out how to segue from that. you have to clean it.
Yeah.
So we should be currying the legs. So pre-fungus, you really should be currying the legs because that hair, you know, that little gunk that gets right on the.
Yeah, because that'll be prevention, right?
It is. Well, I mean, all those little hairs have to come off and replenish and stuff.
Yeah.
And if they're stuck in gunk, then they are going to breed. They're going to hold on to stuff. Yeah. So you do have to curry. But as a teacher of children, I don't want them to curry my horse's legs because they might be too rough.
Right.
So I've definitely had to say only curry down to the knee.
Yeah, of course.
So then you're getting like part instruction. Be like, okay, now that you know more, now let's care for the rest of it.
Right.
I don't use anything below the knee that isn't water-based.
Yeah.
So anything that's cream-based or oil-based is going to hold too much moisture.
Yeah.
In Georgia. Mm-hmm. Like in other climates, that might not be as big of a deal, but we are too moist already.
Yeah.
So once you get to the hoof, that's different. But just in that lower part of the leg, everything should be water-based. It might have some oil in it, but its base isn't heavy.
Yeah. So
you're not going to see grease on
no
it.
Coconut oil.
No. Not straight coconut oil. No.
Yeah. Well, I was just telling you that I had done that and I burned my horse's legs and it was great.
Reacts in the sun.
Yeah, it's not good. But okay, so let's start with prevention. So this is like very educational for me. I'm just gonna be real honest. Haven't been super great about prevention. Because I feel like now that we're having this conversation, I'm like, well, I'm doing that wrong. I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh God.
Questioning everything. But so prevention now because I would love for you to pull out the soaps and everything. Yes. So for prevention, are you suggesting that we use the soaps?
What do we wash with?
Okay. Yeah, like what's the regimen?
Like now we know we need to scrub with curry their lower leg, but what are we doing to quote unquote clean?
Mm-hmm. So this is all we use. My daughter uses this on her dogs too. This is not going to be the difference in a lot of my products. I'll just say is they're not going to suds tremendously the first time you use them because they don't have high detergent in them.
Yeah,
they will suds when you're clean. So you get that satisfaction of the suds when you know you've got all the goop out. Just like if your hair is really dirty,
right?
The first time you use your good shampoo, you're like, well, what happened to my shampoo?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when you're using them. This is the one that I would use if there's having a fungus issue. Fun fact, tea tree is, we don't have it in our fly spray. You should not use it in an aerosol form around dogs. It's toxic to them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I did know that tea tree was good for skin conditions.
Tea tree is good for skin conditions, not toxic to dogs used in under 1 to 2%, but it's you wouldn't want them to inhale it even in that percentage.
Yeah.
Wow. So my daughter uses this on her dogs.
Oh,
so
okay.
Her dog, one of them is a pit and has very sensitive skin.
Yeah.
So this is the one she likes to use.
So this is every day.
You can use any of these every day.
Uh-huh.
Because nothing in it is harsh. Mm-hmm. The other thing that was very important to me, because I think I told you all about, I'll tell you about the client who wasn't rinsing off all the whitening shampoo and ended up giving the horse chemical burns.
Purple shampoo that everybody buys and like turns their horse's legs purple.
Yeah.
Thinking that's the best thing, but that's too much chemical. And then it takes forever to rinse it all the way.
Yeah.
And any left on will give them a burn. So we were coming home from horse shows going, what is wrong with this pony's legs?
Yeah.
Repetitively before it was like, oh.
Yeah.
They every day while we're there, they're trying to make them as white as possible.
Yeah.
And we didn't think about that was harming them. So that's where the black comes in.
Yeah.
That's when we activated charcoal, magic ingredient. I think
People
it's
used
super
to brush
fun
their teeth with it to make their teeth whiter.
because it's food grade.
Yeah.
And that's super fun. It's black, but it whitens.
I think it looks cool. Yeah.
We have a video on our Instagram of my daughter bathing her paint.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it. Just this soap, and that's all it takes to keep her white.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah. We do have a whitening shampoo and a rinse coming out because some people just prefer that medium.
Yeah.
But to me, the soap is better because it lasts longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And you can use it with a tool like a mitt, those little
scrubby mitts.
Yeah. But so basically just clean. The good thing is this one is just a little bit more, it's just like the lemon. Oh, I got it upside down. Nothing extra special in it besides good smelling stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
The charcoal for whitening, and then this is the eucalyptus and tea tree is what is going to be helpful for the fungus.
Now, if for my horse specifically, I know he is prone to fungus. So is this something that I should do like once a week, like just as preventative, or only use it during active fungus?
Since your horse has an issue, I would probably wash the legs a little bit more often because this isn't stripping.
Yeah.
This is going to leave the good oils on it.
So maybe like 3 times a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
But make sure you're currying and getting all of those loose hairs off. If you do, you can buy the little special softer curries, or you can just go a little lighter with your normal curry.
Yeah. Now, is the goal to get the fungus off, or just to make sure it's penetrating the fungus?
Well, if you have active fungus.
Yeah, that was prevention.
Correct.
So prevention is
correct
cleaning.
advice is don't pick it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where my next product.
The next product.
So don't have my fancy labels yet. They are already ordered, and I didn't print one like the other things.
Yeah.
This is our clarifying scrub.
Ooh, I can't wait to see
It's still made with activated charcoal, so it's still great for white legs.
Oh my God, it's a scrub. I love scrubbies.
Yeah. So this you're going to put on, and I developed it basically for rain rot. Like we've got to come up with something. So you're going to put it on and leave it for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
It does have a little
grit.
It has it's got.
I want to feel it.
It's a full-on
like
scrub.
Worth.
But it will give you a little satisfaction suds that holds it on.
Can I put this on my face?
Yes.
I'm like very into exfoliating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you could totally use it on yourself. Nothing is in anything that you couldn't use.
Oh, wow.
That's just amazing. So people get the full
So
effect.
when you rinse it off, you will find that the rain rot will peel. So a lot of times I just kind of take my fingernails and go up. And if it comes off, great. If it doesn't,
don't pick.
Leave it.
Yeah.
Rinse.
Okay.
Next day, do it again. If it's a mild case, you just got a little bit, we've found that one application will keep it under control.
Wow.
But I had a client that was using another product and her horse's leg swelled up. Before she told me what was happening, she was like, I think I need the vet. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Mm-hmm. And she told me what she'd been using. And I was like, well, let's just whirl this back and try this. And I was just developing that.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, she went out of town. I was like, your horse won't have fungus when you get back.
Oh my gosh.
And I just literally was like, well, I think I did 4 washes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Without ever picking.
Wow.
And the swelling went away.
Yes. The swelling went away as soon as the first day after just getting the gunk off. So that's where you have to be careful. If your horse is reacting with swelling, look at what you're using on them because they probably don't like it. It's something in it that is probably adding to it, not guaranteeing that that's what it is, but it's probably adding to it.
Yeah.
So I would definitely first switch product.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you keep the simple rule of anything below the knee must be water-based,
you're
probably going to be on safer ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I know.
I feel like I wish we would have had this episode like back in February.
Be far more educated.
So going into the spring season, I'm going to be good to go, hopefully, because it's just.
So when those legs come in and they're muddy and dry, just spraying. Curry if it's dry, for sure. They're like, they came in and they were muddy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just spraying is a bad idea.
Now, what about fungus above the knee? So what about, is it the same process?
Yeah. I mean, do you find that very often?
No. My red horse, yes. I'm talking like full-blown hair falls out. He looks bald.
Yes. I have had one horse that did that. Like the whole back was covered. Now, keep in mind, it lives in the soil. So he was rolling. And then his skin was more reactive to it. So still just the really good bath.
Okay.
I would use, and don't sometimes if they have the full blown, then your vet is the best one to call. And they're probably going to want you to do antibiotics.
Yeah.
But definitely clean and dry.
Yeah.
I have, now I think the scrub, I haven't had to use it on a whole body issue yet, but I had a horse that had it really bad. And I made a mixture of some oils and put it on in his stall. So the reason that coconut oil burned is the sunlight.
Yeah.
So I left him in his stall to soften it because you don't want to pick.
Right. Is that the theory behind the Vaseline? It softens it?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Vaseline's a pretty, benign ingredient.
Right.
But it is really hard to get off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's not one of my
attracts
favorites.
more dirt.
It
sometimes.
does.
And I'll find that I'm like, okay, well now he's like more dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to segue into just overall like horse care. So, I think that this is like such a topic, and I do these parodies of the Equestrian Adult Amateur.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've had a chance to see any of them, but they're kind of poking fun at
silly.
Just very silly, very fun. But I just think it kind of always is a testament to, and we've talked about this on the show before, of how much horse care has changed. I kind of poke fun of like doing skin to skin or like meditating or like, doing any sort of like crazy therapies with your animal. And I think it's just such an interesting topic because obviously the product is based all around horse care and holistic horse care. But, and we touched about that briefly on the beginning of this episode about, the furacins and the chemicals and all of those types of things. But just overall, how do you feel like people's awareness of care has changed? Do you think that that's something that people are definitely more cognizant of? And I mean, even if you look at like saddle fitting, for example.
Oh yeah, it's intense now.
It's
so
like
so intense.
So intense.
It's like kind of a good parallel, I think, kind of just to see where like horse care has really gone, because back when I was younger, I mean, I had the same saddle for every single horse that I rode.
Yeah, and I used whatever soap my trainer had there, and you used whatever fly spray they have there. Nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't.
And I actually did see, not that we're going a little bit off topic, but I did see a social media post about a trainer was talking about how back, 20 years ago, how horses would have like the winters off. Like, they would have, do the whole show season and then they would have like X amount of months off.
Yeah.
And how, now there's so many series of shows all over the country that go.
They never get
all
time
year
off.
round that they never have time off. So I think that probably, plays into horse care as well, because now we're having to, if we want them to compete at this level all the time, their regimen has to be so much more, I guess. But I think just overall, I'd love to hear your perspective on that and just kind of how it's changed. And obviously we're here talking about this amazing product and kind of helping people understand the value of not only care, but holistic care.
Right. Yeah, I guess that, we have to ask ourselves if we're asking too much of our horses.
Yeah.
I definitely took the winter off.
Yeah.
Now it's a business for a lot of people who could not afford for their clients to take the winter off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just survival.
Yeah.
And, we're lucky that a lot of trainers are keeping at it because some are really struggling with the costs of feed and hay and everything going up.
Absolutely.
So, no, they can't afford to take December off. I'm sure
know.
they'd love to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
But
they
they can't.
would. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as far as care goes, I think it all comes from a good place. People are trying to be the best owners and caregivers they can be.
Yeah.
So nobody's going and buying a ton of different products and creating that arsenal with some...
Right. They don't expect to harm their animal, but we're just not educated.
Right.
And we need, I would say subscribe to the philosophy that less is more.
Okay.
As far as product, and just a little bit more actual elbow grease.
Yeah, I wish people actually really did that.
Yeah.
Because you have people that you open up their whatever tack trunk or locker or whatever, and there's just
every product
you've ever seen.
Yes.
And maybe that's to say that's no fault to them. It's just they just don't know,
Well, and they went to the store and it was so enticing.
Yes.
And they want to be the good mom.
Right.
That's their baby.
Yeah.
And she needs this and she needs this, and then she's adding in all the things, and then they really could have got by with one bar soap.
Oh,
yeah.
you know?
Isn't that crazy?
Like you didn't really need that 5 different types.
Yeah.
What is, talking about care, something that I've seen kind of on the shelves a little bit and don't have any experience with, but is the lotion, like people lotion their horses' legs now? What does that do?
I've never heard
It's blue lotion. Yes, you have. You've seen it.
I've seen it.
It's like blue lotion, and they like put it on their skin.
For what reason?
I don't know. I mean, I put lotion on every night and like assume that they're trying to hit the same kind of target.
Yeah.
That
wouldn't fall under my less is more.
No,
approach,
it doesn't.
So I haven't really looked into
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. I've never seen that. That's interesting.
It's
I'll
a
have to look
thing.
into
People
it.
are like
You said
lotioning them.
blue lotion, and that brought me to a
blue?
point I wanted to make about the whitening shampoo.
Oh,
yeah.
And what it does to the tail.
Oh, yeah. Please. I don't have to use it because mine aren't.
Yeah, mine
Right.
are. Yeah.
Well, that chemical is very stripping. So, a lot of people don't use it in the tail except for preparing for horse shows.
Yeah.
But then they find the tail gets more and more dried out.
Yeah.
So, again, if your philosophy is I'm not going to use something on them that I wouldn't use on myself, that's chemical is way too harsh.
Yeah.
So, why I have 3 horses with white tails that we're using so I'm testing it to confirm, but I said wash it every time you do a lesson or ride with just the soap,
Mm-hmm.
And what we're finding is, this is a little bit theory, that we know it dries it. We know the whitening soap dries it. So it's opening up the cuticle. It's kind of opening up the hair to be more susceptible to stain.
Mm-hmm.
And then people say the funniest things. They look at the top of the tail where it's really white, and then they say, that's just the color of the hair. I'm like, it's the same hair.
Yeah.
It's really white at the top.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of
Brown
orange at the bottom.
Because that's where all the oils, natural oils, are at the tailbone.
There, yeah. Well, and it's also the fresh hair that hasn't been exposed to the dirt and then over cleaned with whitening products.
Right.
Wow.
So we're just cleaning these tails with just the black soap.
Uh-huh.
I have a shampoo also.
Yeah.
But again, the shampoo's gonna be great for people that want that. But if the soap will do it and last longer,
Yeah. Why not?
why not?
Absolutely.
And they're washing it every single time, and the tails feel so much better because you feel it. The oils and stuff you feel on it are going to stay. So there's not anything that's going to strip it. So I wish I brought pictures for you.
Yeah, I'm such
some before and afters.
Yeah,
are doing
you can send it to
so much better.
Yeah. I mean, my gosh, I'm such a psycho about my horse's tails. It's so intense, but I completely understand. That makes complete sense to me as to putting those good oils back in there.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, not needing to take them out at all.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We have also product coming out in the spring for, we're calling it ear saver. So you have the gnats in the ears.
Yeah.
And some of the products that they have on the market for people put in the ears, again, same philosophy I have, is only water-based. Because that canal, anything that you put in there,
is going to drip down.
it's going to melt down into the canal. You have no ability to clean, right?
Ew.
How are you going to get down there?
I didn't think about
So
any of this.
only water-based. So we have an aloe-based product with the fly spray in it to be able to
That's amazing.
wipe in the ear. Similar, I mean, you can use the wipes also in the ear.
That's amazing.
But the aloe will help, if they've already got the little
gunkies.
Well, there's a couple other magic ingredients we're going to put in for healing. So then it's healing that as it creates a barrier for the flies.
Yeah, because right now I just use SWAT.
Yeah.
And I do it pink on purpose so everyone sees him. But
You do it inside the ear, though?
yeah. Don't do that. Okay. I won't do it anymore. Don't do that. I've learned so much.
Yeah.
Not water-based, right?
Not water-based.
Not
Definitely
water-based. So
No.
then it doesn't fall under the
and
safe
then just
to use.
gets all waxy and poor
Yeah.
guy. Now I feel bad. Sorry, Ivan.
Jeez Louise.
You would do better with just a triple antibiotic ointment
Okay.
because
Interesting.
that
I
is a
can do
lighter
that.
base and it
Yeah.
will dissipate
Yeah.
rather than melt down and
Right.
go into the abyss of the bottom of the ear.
Yeah.
And then we also have a product called Calm Coat that is, again, an aloe-based product with good healing stuff
Amazing.
and the fly spray. I developed it for a client's horse that was living out and super sensitive skin. She didn't want to pay for stall board. but she also, because he's retired, he wants to live out, and he's actually gets angry in the stall.
Yeah.
So he gets it morning, like in the morning and the evening when the flies are the worst, and it heals the skin and repels at the same time.
And that's a spray, or is that a cream?
It's a gel.
Okay.
It's more like a gel.
Wow.
That's amazing. When's that coming out?
We'll have it by spring.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we've tested it for the last 2 years.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
Yeah, so every product, because I am a trainer, every product that we've done has gone through extensive testing in my barn.
Yeah.
My clients let me use them.
Real
Their
world
horses.
experience.
I own a ton of horses, so we use it. And then I have friends that test out and give me their feedback and stuff.
Amazing. Oh, well, I appreciate you coming on today. Thank you.
You have an amazing
so
company,
much.
and we love your products. I cannot wait. The scrub is going to go 100% on my face tonight.
I know. Oh my gosh.
You'll have to send me a picture.
I will.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be like, thank you. I feel so smooth now.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I appreciate it. And we'll link everything in the show notes so that people can find you and learn more about you. We're excited about the new stuff coming out in the spring.
Green Pony, guys. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. And,
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm so excited. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right.
Well, friends, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Adult Amateurs Guidebook Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the discussion, as always, and be sure to like and subscribe for more real and authentic conversations about the struggles and triumphs of balancing life and horses. Until next time, cheers to adulting and happy riding, friends.